What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So this video is going to be mainly just answering your guys' questions from the Q&A that I mentioned last week. And last week was really just, a thank you to you guys and an appreciation to show you, because I wouldn't have gotten 5,000 subscribers without you guys. So I just want to show my appreciation to you. Some questions that you guys might have about the channel, about the build, anything like that, and I'm pulling them from Instagram, YouTube, and just all different outlets of social media that I got questions from. So I'm just gonna answer them all here, and hopefully I can answer them in a good fashion. So the first question I'm gonna start off with is, what brought you into Lexus? So pretty much when I was looking into buying a car, I was either between the IS or the BRZ. For me, I was it didn't really matter which model IS I got, the IS 350, IS 250, the ISF, it didn't really matter. So it was I just wanted that model just because I thought it looked cool. And I actually was this close to buying a BRZ. At that time, the monthly payment was just something I couldn't swing. So I was like, nah, I think I'm gonna pass on that for now. But I got a good deal on this one. And overall, I think the reliability and as well as the looks, I think it's something you can't beat. And it's something that a lot of cars nowadays don't really have. They don't really have the reliability aspect as well as the cosmetic aspect to it. With the IS350, you can definitely push a lot more power, and even the ISF, IS250 not so much, but when you can have the combination of reliability, looks wise, it just looks great, and you can push a decent amount of power, I just think that's something that you can't really beat. And I think that's ultimately what brought me into Lexus, just the overall concept of it. All right, next question. How many miles do you have on the IS250, bro? Clean build, by the way, fire emoji. Appreciate you. And I have about 150,000 miles on the car. I just did an oil change that I just checked, so it's about around 150,000 miles. Next question. Are you planning on making more horsepower with performance mods? And I've been getting this question a lot lately because cosmetically I think it looks great, and sometimes you want to have that aspect of all right, it looks cool, but can it go fast? And unfortunately with the IS250, it's very difficult to make power. There's not a lot of mods to make this fast, just because the ECU is kind of locked, so you can't really tune the engine to make it push a lot more power. And the only main big power mod that you can do to this car is a supercharger. I've been trying to look around for turbochargers for this car, but there doesn't seem to be any, and the only option is to supercharge it. So I just don't feel like paying $4 grand for a supercharger when I could just sell the car, put an extra $4 grand into getting an IS350, and then you could push a lot more power from there, or even get the ISF. Unfortunately, I don't think there's going to be any big performance mods coming to the car, but we will try to squeeze as much power as we can out of this engine, hopefully in the near future. Where did you get the front lip from? I don't know how well you guys can see the front lip, but I've had this lip on for about almost 3 years now, and I copped this off of eBay. It's called the V-Style front lip. I believe they do sell it for the 06 to 08 models, but this one specifically is for the 09 to 10. All right, next question. Do you ever plan on selling your car? So it's kind of funny because at this moment in time, I'm actually looking for another car, and there's actually one car in mind that I do have, but unfortunately that would involve me actually selling this car. And I don't want to sell this car until the build is completely complete. I want to do everything I want to this car before I let it go. But at this moment in time, I don't plan to sell this car. I think I'll probably just get another car and then use this as a daily or my project car. So unfortunately not. What wheel spacers did you use for your IS250? This is actually my brother's spacers, and he got them off of Amazon, and it was as a Christmas gift. So I don't have the link for that, but they were kind of iffy. I wouldn't really recommend those. So if you can shop around for good reputable spacers, I'd probably do that. Congrats on the 5K more IS2 videos, laughing emoji. I got you. There's actually a box in this corner, and I'll be filming that this week, so stay tuned for that. Like I said, there's a lot more mods for this car, and I have a whole plan out for the year just to make sure that I have mods for this car. So yeah, more of IS250 videos coming in the near future. And I guess it leads me into the next question, plans for 2022, brother. So 2022, I feel for me is a weird year, because 2021 was mainly a year to get the car in the form that it is right now. As I was thinking about it, there's many different ways that I can go about the build this year. And I can go either super crazy with it or, you know, just make it super clean and reliable and all that stuff. So I haven't really decided, but I do have a path for this car. So expect changes for this car at least come the end of 2022. Like I mentioned earlier in this video, I am looking for another car and hopefully that gets sealed, the deal gets done this week. So hopefully we'll have another build this week. We might be doing more mods for the 2021 IS350. My brother still has mods for his IS300, and then we might be doing stuff for my dad's Tacoma, and then as well as the Dodge Challenger that we have. That one's more of like a project build, so we might be taking it a little slow, but little things here and there for each car that we have. Big things, and hopefully you guys stay tuned. All right, next question. Do you plan on getting sequential taillights? So if you guys haven't seen it, there has been new taillights released for the 2IS, and it's called HC Motion. They're actually sequential, so similar to how the headlights on the VLANs look. When you signal, it actually moves, which is actually pretty cool. I was actually looking into it, but at this point, I really like the VLANs. So in the near future, maybe if I can find a good deal on it, or if someone really wants to buy the VLANs, I want to offer up, I might be even interested in going with the HC Motions. So just to simplify it, I don't plan to get these sequential ones unless a good deal comes up or if someone wants to buy my VLAN. All right, next question. Brittany or Christina? Brittany. Next question. This one's actually not a question. He said, I'll take it for 1,500. Sorry, you might need to add a little bit more and then maybe I'll take the deal. All right, next question. Are you planning to install cameras on the Android head unit? So it seems like a lot of you guys are actually asking for this just because I think some ISs do come with the backup camera. With mine, it actually didn't come installed with a stock backup camera, and I don't know if I want to go through all that work of having a backup camera just because I feel like I don't really need the backup camera, so I don't think I'm going to install any cameras. I know with some of the 2ISs, they came with like, you know, security sensors, and like if you get too close to a wall, it'll let you know. I wish I had that, and I wish I had the backup camera, but since I don't really have it, I'm just like, nah, I don't really need it. I kind of know my way around the car and how big the car is, so I'm probably not going to install it on camera, to be honest. So we're actually rounding off the Q&A with the last few questions. This question is, where is the mods for the Hyundai Genesis? If you guys didn't know, my brother actually got a Hyundai Genesis a few months ago. Unfortunately, it actually didn't work out the way he wanted it to. He bought this off of Carvana, so this is just like a little backstory. With Carvana, you actually have 7 days to, you know, test drive it, make sure everything is good before actually keeping the car. And with Carvana, it's all an online process. You look at the car online, you don't really get to test drive it unless I believe there is a Carvana close to you. Since we don't have a Carvana close to us, we just had it shipped here, picked it up, and then he was on his merry way. So a week went by, he drove it as much as he could, I drove it, my dad drove it, and we actually heard like a little clinking sound in the back of the car. It didn't sound good, so we were like, you know what, we don't want it, we're gonna give it back, we're gonna return it, you guys can have it. So we actually gave it back, and his only car right now is the IS300, so that's kind of what happened to the Hyundai Genesis. All right, so this is gonna be the last question. What are your plans for the IS in the future? So I've been going back and forth with this, and I kind of touched on this a little bit earlier in the video, but honestly, I have no idea. I am kind of leaning towards, you know, going super crazy and kind of making it some like IS that you really don't see, at least in my area. So kind of want to go that route, but at the same time, I kind of want to make it, you know, a clean IS. It doesn't really involve anything too crazy type of build, but still super clean. I don't know yet. I'm like torn in between. It really depends on the next car that I get. And with the next car that I do have in mind, hopefully we can secure that this week. I kind of want to go a little crazy with that other one. And then once we're finished with that, then we'll go a little crazy with this one. But you know, at this point, it's hard to say just because I really love how the car looks right now. It performs really good. You know, this is my daily driver. This is my only car. Being able to take it to work, you know, run errands, hang out with people, do all that stuff without having to worry about anything else is actually a really good luxury to have. So if I end up doing what I wanted to do, I don't want to say that it'll take it away, but it'll make it a little difficult to do those things if I go crazy with this. So we'll kind of see, we'll play it by ear, but at this point, I still want to make it super clean, but 2022 is let me tell you, I'm pretty excited just because even though this year might not consist of what I actually want to do, we still have some big plans for this car. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But I just want to thank you guys for tuning to this Q&A, and I just want to thank you guys so much for 5,000 subscribers. We're still pushing for that ultimate goal that I have at 100,000, which is it's a super big goal, and we're like this. The goal is like this. We're like right here. So we'll keep pushing every day, and hopefully I'm putting out the good content that you guys want to see. But if you guys enjoyed, all the content so far, definitely give this video a big thumbs up. And if you guys aren't already, subscribe to the channel down below. If you guys stay this long, let's say the car right now that I'm looking into, we're gonna be pushing more power than, this car has the potential to. So I think it should be a pretty interesting build to say the least. But until the next video, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.